Yo, what's up, guys? I'm gonna show you guys how the SMT works. So the first thing you want to do is um, make sure you're on a split screen. So you go next to the default right here, press split screen right here. Make sure it says MAQ and then MES. In order to check that, you can just press right here. No, sorry, you can just press it. It should just come up and you can change it to the name. So what SMT is pretty much when there's a lag. So what I do is I mark out the liquidities. So that's what I'll do first. I'll mark out the highs of each liquidity. So there's a high there. There's a high here. There's also another high here that formed. And there's also another high here that formed. Right? So you mark out the liquidities and you just wait to see what price action does to come back to it. Does it retest? Does it doesn't retest? Um, Make sure your cross hair is on, which is the white line right here, right? You see how this aligns with the MES right here. It's the same time. So what you want to see is when one price action takes out a liquidity, but the other one doesn't. So for example, this high right here at 8 o'clock got taken out at 2:25, but MAQ didn't. So that's called a bearish SMT because you're on an uptrend. You're at the high, so you're trying to catch this reversal back down, which is this, right? So what you're simply gonna do is take the trend line, draw it from when it didn't take the high and when it did take the high, which is here to here, right? So you can clearly see that we didn't take it here, but we took it here. So you see how the line comes down, but this line goes up. That's how you realize. So this is called a bearish SMT. This right here is called a bearish SMT. What you should do is pretty much when you see this, don't enter off the candlestick that took out the high. Wait for the second candlestick to close and then enter your position, right? You want to wait for the second candlestick and then you take your short position. So I took it on both. So when I see SMT, I take it on both ES and MAQ, but I'll alert MES. So what you want to do is, for example, let's just do MAQ. You after this one closes, you enter the position here. You put your stop loss either at the high of the SMT, or you can put your stop loss simply at this liquidity sweep high, which is extra like a couple points, which is not that bad. Right? If you want to leave a high here to be safe, or you just put a high at the SMT, you can see you never got stopped out. And you want to target internal liquidity, which is here, 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 right? So you want to target that. This should be your first TP right here. And you can clearly see that's 123 points, right? If you had the stop loss, you would have never gotten stopped out. It's just the reality of it. You got to trust your charts, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with MES. If you enter here, put your stop loss at the high of the SMT, or I could put a high of this liquidity right here. So maybe risking 10, 12 points to make a vol, target internal liquidity. So target up to here, you're risking 12 points to make 41 points. That's how you catch a bearish SMT at the top. At the top is always bearish SMT, at the bottom is always bullish SMT because you're catching a reversal. So that's one example, right? Second example of a bullish SMT is right here. It's very small, but it gets the job done. Hey, yo, pause. Right here. You see that? You see how this here in MAQ, this green candlestick took out this low, but in MES, it never took out the low. So that's a bullish SMT, right? So you're right, bullish SMT. SMT there. This is a bullish SMT. So usually when I spot them right away, I take it already from here. Like the minute I see it, I take it. But if you want to be safe, if you're just starting it out, just wait for the next candlestick closes. If you don't want to do the 5 minute, go to the 3 minute. You can still catch the same thing. So you could enter a little bit earlier. But if you really want it, you can take it from this high. And let's just say, for the sake of it, you just want to sell at this 53 points. You can't be mad that it gave you 53 points. That's still a lot of money. But what I do is I put my low at the low of the SMT. I'm risking that at 95 points, and I'm gonna target these liquidities right here up there. So I'm gonna target all the way up here, right? And you can clearly see we do take it. You see what I mean? We do take all these highs. And that's how you catch this reversal, and then boom, you would catch the bearish SMT right after, right? So you caught the long, and then you caught the short right after. So the same is true with MES. Um, you just wait for the closure here, take the long, target these liquidities right here up to there if you want, right? 27 points. You're risking 24 points, so it's like a one-to-one R, which is not that bad because look, there's a fair value gap slightly right here that you can see that got disrespected. So that's also another confluence you could use to enter that position, which is a good sign. This shows you that it's a good sign that's going to continue moving back up because this low, right? This bearish fair value gap that we broke gave us a bullish momentum and we started bringing up. So if you even see that you don't put your low there and you want to hold it, you could just literally put your low at this wick right here, risk about 15 points and make a lot more this way. And then you can see that if you caught this bullish SMT, you catch the bearish SMT right after. So it's like back to back, very easy like that. Because look, if you go with 10 cons, 38 points, it's a shit ton of money. Same thing here, 10 points, 41 points, really good money. And MAQ just gives the highest return. So whenever I see SMT, I take both. But like I'll sell maybe MAQ early because it gives a high return. So I'll probably be up like 1,000. I'll sell right away, and then I'll just for MES to keep continuing the trend. So that's like how I've been playing it. That's simply what bearish and bullish SMT is. So bearish SMT is always at the top, bullish SMT is always at the bottom. All you gotta do is just find the lag. Like just have the cursor open and just follow each time frame. Does one take the low of the other, or one take the high of the other, and vice versa. You just keep going until you find that, you know. And if you don't find it, you don't have to trade it. You can use other concept, but this is a fairly amazing concept because if you really caught it from here, like this is a huge play. Because look, this would have just teased you this whole time, chop, chop, chop. But like when the move really happened, boom, crazy amount of money. And then the bearish SMT on top, like amazing. So I recommend the 5 minute. You can also do 3, but I've been backtesting on the 5, and it's been amazing because there's less liquidities versus like 3. When you go to 3, like look, so much extra liquidities down here, right? Like 3 minute is not bad either because look, you could see this to this got taken and you would have entered like this candlestick, so you got an early interest if you wanted. But I like the 5 minute just for a better confirmation. It's better, but 3 minute is not. 3 minute is not bad at all. And that's simply it. That's what bearish SMT is, and that's what bullish SMT is. So if you guys have any other questions, just let me know.